Hi everyone! I wanted to take a few minutes today to talk about what it means to have me as your referrer and what it means to have me as your coach. It may have been a surprise to you to find out that I was your referrer. Maybe you got an email from VIPKID that said, Hope Williams is your referrer, and you're thinking, I don't know who that is. That could happen because you clicked a link that I had somewhere. That initial signing up with VIPKID kind of linked us together in that way. So, surprise! If you don't want to have me as your referrer, you're welcome to start another application and we can forget this ever happened. But I hope you're not too disappointed to have me as your referrer, because the other thing that I can be is I can be your coach. Whether you decide to take me up on the coaching or not, that's totally up to you. So it is not necessary. You don't have to have a coach. You can do this completely on your own. I'm here as your referrer to offer my services as a coach if you want. If you do want me to be your coach, then we'll have to use the coaching plan that I have. Just like if you were a member on a football team, the coach would give you exercises to do, playbooks to memorize. I'll be doing that as your coach as well. There's no magic in having me as your coach. The magic happens in this plan that I've created that works. The plan includes a timeline, some key activities that you need to do, and a meeting with me where you will perform your mock class and I'll give you critique. I'm hoping that this video will help you decide whether or not you do want me as a coach, because maybe you don't want to do all the things that I'm going to ask you to do. Let's say that you've made the decision, yes, I want coaching from Hope Williams. The first thing that you need to do is join my Facebook group. As you can imagine, I've created a lot of resources and I've already answered a lot of questions about the process, how long you have for this, or questions about how the application process works. I don't answer that in my email because I've already done the work of answering that, providing that information for you, and it's on the Facebook group. I've created FAQs there, videos, photos that explain things, as well as participating in the questions that other past members have had and giving them the solutions. So it's a matter of a quick search for you on Facebook, and that makes our time more efficient. So it's really important to join the Facebook group so that you can get all the answers to the basic questions that you'll have about the process. The Facebook group also serves as a huge peer-to-peer support group. You have issues, concerns, feelings, anything that you want to talk about through the application process. Everyone in the group has either just gone through it just like you, or they're starting to go through it. So the support group really is that. When you join my Facebook group, you need to message me and tell me who you are. I do have email addresses and first names in my tracker, but that can be really confusing when I don't have a last name or I don't know who you are. So when you sign up for Facebook, just send me a message telling me that email address that you signed up with. That way I can kind of put that information together and know who you are as my referral. That will help me stay in touch with you and know where you are in the process. So join my Facebook group, message me in the inbox, and give me your email address that you signed up with. We're going to be in very close contact throughout the whole process. But after you've made that initial contact with me, you're free to go ahead and schedule the demo interview on your own timeline. Just schedule that for whenever you want, prepare for that, and perform that. And I feel very good about you passing that. I don't coach anyone through the demo process because 90% of the people who take the interview pass it. As soon as you've passed the demo interview, stop. Don't make any more plans until we've been in contact, because this is the point in the process when we put a timeline to your goals. We're going to need to coordinate that timeline where it works for both of us and where you can enter into your mock class with the most confidence and the most preparation possible. The timeline that we decide on may conflict with the dates and the number of days that you're getting in emails from VIPKID. I know that those emails sound very pushy and sound like you have to do things on this date or they will deactivate your account. But I tried it out myself and I created an account about a year ago. I wanted to see what would happen if I never did anything with it. Would they deactivate my account if I didn't schedule things? And guess what? I just got another email last week asking me to please go ahead and book my interview. So it is rare that they will deactivate your account for not scheduling things on their timeline. I have heard of deactivation, but I think that generally that would be for not showing up for something you have booked more than it would be that you didn't follow the timeline that they're sending you. So if the timeline that you and I set up doesn't coincide with the timeline that VIPKID has given you, don't put a lot of worry into that. You're going to email VIPKID and tell them, I can't do the mock class on this date. I'm going to be doing it on this date. And it's important that you just tell them that rather than ask, because if you ask, they'll say no. It's crucial to our process that you have all the time you need to complete the steps that I'm going to give you and that VIPKID gives you, and that you can develop some comfort level in presenting your mock class and have time to meet with me before you just jump in and do it. So don't schedule it yet. Talk to me. Let's make a timeline. Let's talk about the things that I require as part of the coaching process so that you can decide whether or not this works for you. It is very important that you watch my Teacher Academy training videos. Why? Because I've already in those videos explained a lot about the philosophy behind the teaching, about our methods, about how we do things. Since it's 2 hours of video, it's not something that I can teach each person personally, but I want you to understand these basics that I've already put into the videos. So as part of our process, you must watch the Teacher Academy videos. You will have received access to those when you signed up with me as your referrer. If you did not, or you don't know how to access them, please get in touch with me and we'll make sure that you have access to the videos. You need to be doing that as part of your preparation. The timeline that we're hoping for is about 5 days. Now, this can be adjusted some, and we'll talk about our own personal situations there in the inbox on Facebook. So ideally, there will be 5 days between your demo and your mock class for you to complete the things that VIPKID requires of you to move on and the things that I require of you to move on. Day 1, following your demo, you'll complete the steps that VIPKID has for you. You'll need to watch the teaching prep videos and take the quiz. This gets VIPKID's requirements done and out of the way. You want to do that on day 1. On day 2, you're going to do 2 things before you start preparing your actual mock class. So on day 2, don't run and start getting your class together and practicing until you've done these 2 things in preparation, because these 2 things are going to influence how you present your mock class. It will save you having to do things over. So do these 2 things to prepare before you start preparing your mock class. Day 2 is when you're going to watch a mock class workshop that's put out by VIPKID. There are some recorded workshops in your portal, and as of this recording, the second one in the list of recorded workshops is by a man named Steven. Steven's techniques and how he teaches the mock class are very close to the techniques that I would use. So to put us all on the same page, I would like for you to watch Steven's mock class recorded workshop in the VIPKID portal on day 2. The other thing that you're going to do on day 2 is watch my video, The Most Important Part. This really is the most important part. It really is the basis of your planning for your mock class. If you plan your mock class before you watch this video, you may have to do some things over. So watch this video before you start planning. On day 3, you completely plan your mock class using what you learned from VIPKID's videos, using what you've learned from Steven, using what you've learned from my video, and what you've learned from the Teacher Academy videos. So you've got all the information, and on day 3, you're laying out a plan. It will go so much smoother and so much faster than you might have thought when you have all that information before you plan your mock class. In that one day, you want to get it completely prepared. You'll finish doing that practicing. You want to get it like you would present it for your mock class mentor on that day, because on day 4, you and I are going to meet on Zoom, and you'll present your mock class to me exactly like you would for your mock class mentor. Before we meet, you have all your questions answered. You know exactly what you're doing on every slide. It's completely prepared, and you're pretending that I'm your mock class mentor. The only thing is, it doesn't count. So you're going to get a lot of feedback, and basically you get a do-over for that mock class when you actually do your mock class. So our meeting serves a lot of purposes. It breaks the ice of having to actually do that for someone pretending to be a kid. And I give you a lot of feedback. You have time to actually find out what needed to change before you're actually in the situation of doing your mock class. This meeting must be done at least a day before you do your mock class. I will not meet with you on the day of your mock class. It would be futile to do that, because one of the purposes of our meeting is that you get feedback that you can then apply. And you're going to need some time following that feedback to implement that into your mock class. So you'll need some time to practice it with those adjustments. You'll finish doing that practicing and those adjustments on day 4 following our meeting. We'll be meeting via Zoom, which is kind of like Skype. It's a platform where you can have your PowerPoints up on your screen, just like you have when you're practicing, and you can share the screen so I can see it, so we can really simulate the mock class as closely as possible. I ask that you know how to use Zoom before we meet. I can't be your Zoom IT guy or your Zoom mentor. I'm actually not good at that. In the past, I've met with some people that have had tech problems, and all I knew to do was kind of sit there while they figured that out. So Zoom is up to you. Make sure your mic works. Make sure you can get into Zoom. Make sure you know how to share your screen before we meet. That way we can meet and we can immediately get to work and spend our full hour on your mock class and the feedback. On day 5, you'll do your mock class. We don't want to put a lot of time in between our meeting and your mock class, because some of what we talked about will begin to fade away. So we want to do it as soon as we can. Day 5, maybe day 6 if you really need to do it on day 6. You're probably going to have a mock 2. Maybe by the time you do mock 1, you feel so confident that you've put all of this work into it and you're going to pass mock 1 without doing a mock 2. That's not real likely to happen. It can happen, but you should go in planning to have a mock 2. You and I are not going to meet again before mock 2. At that point, I've already given you the information, all the training that you need, and what we need to focus on at this point is interpreting the feedback. So we'll do that by emailing. You're going to get some negative feedback that maybe you didn't expect from your mentor. We want to look at it and find the truth in those points and use that specific feedback to know what we need to do to make mock 2 better. Ready to get started? Get in touch with me. Let's begin making our plan. You are going to do great, and I'm rooting for you. Ooh, was that a lot? Don't worry, you'll find all the checklists as well as where to find the items needed in the comments.